Over the last couple of weeks since the Stoneleigh meeting, we've had a considerable amount more support come from around the country, particularly from the northeast, the northwest, right the way down into the Midlands. So I've had a great number of phone calls actually been highly supportive of the initiative to deliver whole life assurance in the beef supply chain. And we're also getting some really very positive messages coming out of the retailers at this stage. But bearing in mind we've still got a full 4 and a bit weeks to run on the consultation. So emphasise again, it is a consultation on how to potentially deliver whole life assurance in the beef supply chain. So we're getting some considerably different messages to the first 2 weeks of the consultation process.
So are you still surprised at the level of the response initially to this, at the level of opposition, or are you saying it's not quite as bad as was initially being made out? It's
certainly nowhere near as bad as the initial knee-jerk reaction that we got to the proposals in certain parts of the country from a very few number of people. So the minority has spoken, and now it's the turn of the majority, who are speaking more quietly behind closed doors. And equally, the retailers are starting to make some very positive messages in terms of what they're saying on it as well. And that's been come out very clearly at the conference as well. There's been some very positive messages heard in the last session about Red Tractor and on a global market, how that's has the potential to impact consumer purchasing. And equally, Joanne Denny-Finch highlighted how it's so highly regarded within the UK.
Well, what is your perspective on this really quite intense, admitted debate about whole life assurance that's emerged?
Well, it is a heated debate, and it maybe hasn't been handled or communicated as well as it should have been. But to my mind, it's just a clear-cut issue. We should have lifetime assurance right the way through the beef production chain. And the sooner we go about it and set a date, and I would suggest the 1st of January 2006.
Well, I've been farm assured since the outset, so for quite a few years, so it won't affect me in that regard because I'm already doing it. I can see the reasons why it's now become a bit of an issue. I think it's important to probably look at this to keep confidence for consumers, and also it could be important for export markets. So if you're competing against something like Scotch beef, which is whole life assured, you're on a level footing and you may pick up more export orders.
Do you think it'd have any impact on the store guys?
Yes, that's who it will impact most, and that's probably where the most resistance is for it. But I think if you look at actually what you'd have to do, it's a soft landing over 3 years. It won't cost you anything for 3 years as far as paying a farm assurance scheme. And it will give you time to get used to what you need to comply. And most people would comply anyway, it's just getting used to it really.
Obviously over a course of time they'll try and get the beef into a lifetime assurance, and then although they say that sheep won't come into it, obviously sheep is the next step. They would have been very brave to have taken both the beef and the sheep on at the same time. But on all this, people aren't against the Red Tractor, they're against all these rules and regulations and things coming in. If they want whole life beef assurance, let the processors pay 10, 15, 20 pence a kilo more for it, and over a course of time farmers will be drawn by the money, and a carrot approach is far more rewarding than a stick approach, the stick approach that they're bringing in now.
Lifetime assurance is certainly creating an awful lot of problems within the industry. It is dividing it. There is people that are dead against it, and there are people that are saying it's got to happen. I personally think, as on a personal note, that it will happen somewhen. Whether this is the right way for it to happen or whether it actually needs to happen now is the question, not when it will happen. Theoretically it's happened by the back door because everybody has to conform to trading standards and all the cross-compliance issues anyway, in which case they could tick the box and be lifetime assured. But it is extremely contentious within the industry, and I'm not quite sure how it's going to be sorted out yet.
I'm completely agnostic. if people want it, that's absolutely fine. If they think it's a value for them, it's fine. In my section of the industry, we really don't feel we need it. I understand that those that think they do, but I don't really see what it's going to bring back to the farmers in extra revenue, which is what it should be aiming at. But apart from that, yes, there's a lot of heat about it, not too much light, but not terribly of interest to my sector.
I've been a Farm Assured member for a very, very long time, since nearly the inception. I think it's got its long-term benefits. I think there is an awful lot of value within it, but I do feel that the whole thing has been sold very badly. There wasn't an explanation at the beginning as to why or how that we actually set about going down this route. I think if there had been a proper explanation, the scenario might have been slightly different, and the consultation needed to follow a description as to why we needed to go down the route, rather than a consultation before people were aware of the situation to start with.